Okay. I wanted to put this here. Okay, now we're good. Welcome to another stream. This is stream number 7, and we're going to talk about boom. Sorry for Your Loss, Facebook Watch original mini-series that you can watch for free on Facebook Watch. So why I want to talk about this? We had a World Mental Health Day, and I think it was the 10th of October, wasn't it? Or something like that, yeah, 12th, 10th probably. But I missed it because I wasn't streaming yet. So I want to make up for it now. So why I want to talk about this precise TV series is, okay, first of all, I think it's pretty good. So I think you should watch it. Though I think it's more appropriate for people who go through something like this, rather than just like watch it for the kick of it. Like, oh, I'm bored, I wouldn't watch it because I'm bored, like it really has the message, and not sure if you're gonna enjoy that much if you have no idea what's going on. But let me just go here, and I want to show you the rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is great, by the way. Tomato meter 94%. I mean, what the hell? Like, this is really good. Like, wow. And audience score 90%. So anyway, like, it has pretty good reviews, and they are all well deserved. So 100%, I love this. Right, so premiere date was September 18th, 2018. Yeah, I know it's like 2 years ago. I know that. But I believe that a lot of people haven't seen and haven't watched this series yet, even though it's for free and it's on Facebook Watch, and you can watch all of it for free anytime. So I think you should do that. So that's why, I know it's 2 years old, but if I can ask you, like, have you seen this? Did you watch it? Probably you'll say, no, I never heard about it. So yeah, the main character is Lisbeth Olsen. And yes, a witch, whatever, Randa, or, help me out, witch, Scarlet Witch, yes. If you know her from there. And yeah, she's amazing. Like, she's also the producer, as you can see. And I have seen a lot of interviews with her about this project, and I know that she's been very involved in it, not only just acting. Yeah, probably, not so much known names around her, which is also very interesting because, we have like new stars. This is not like a blockbuster, so you have like actually the lead is your star, which is Lisbeth, obviously, and then you build this base of other actors that will fill in the actors that you might not know that well. But this Joan Adipo, I don't know how it's called, how it's pronounced, But I saw him in Jag Ryan, I think. So that's about it. And I don't know any of these people. So good. It's I guess it was great opportunity for not well-known actors to get their foot in the door. So this is Matt. He is or was, Lisbeth is Lee, so he's her husband. And I'm gonna talk about the plot in a second. So, yeah, pretty awesome ratings. And again, if you go to Facebook and just search, sorry for your loss, and then basically you can see the episodes for free. And it will, autoplay it for you. It has 2 seasons, so you got season 1 and 2. And it didn't make it to season 3, despite amazing ratings, right? But sometimes, it's about the timings and the actors and all of that. So basically, that's the main point, really. So sometimes you can have the best reviews, but you're not gonna make it to series number 3. But we don't mind. I mean, I do mind. I would like to see how this continues. But I'm pretty sure like Lisbeth was very busy with the Avengers and so on. So I don't know why this is like that. Okay. So let's talk about the actual plot of this series, which is basically the idea like Lee was actually, so Lisbeth is Lee, and she was married to Matt. And basically one day he went like for a hike and he didn't come back, and they ruled it as an accident, that he fell off the cliff. However, how this unfolds is that Matt was very depressed, and like everybody knew it. So it wasn't like a secret, it was like the secret that he didn't say like I want to die or something, but you don't know really what he was feeling. And so the main characters start thinking, like blaming themselves and thinking if he committed a suicide instead of the accident. So basically there's no evidence that can be found, because obviously when you're hiking, like there's not the camera nowhere near. So they just found the body, of him, dead body, so they ruled it as an accident. But actually Lee starts thinking that it might not have been an accident, and she starts like looking back and realizing that her husband was very depressed, and she kind of like didn't know the other side of him very well. So she's like uncovering all those secrets really of him. And the only like thing that I can tell you, if you actually have no experience of losing somebody this way, where either it's like an accident or mystery or a suicide, I don't know if you're going to like understand this series properly, maybe you can try, but for me, it's like it came out like a year after my friend has died under weird circumstances as well. And the police ruled it as an accident, but it was very strange. So it could be like a suicide probably, but pretty rough suicide, but because it was just a weird accident, if so basically what I'm trying to say is that I started watching this and I was like, oh my god, like this is like from my life. Of course he wasn't my husband or whatever, but I get the point, like he went for a hike and he fell, or did he jump or whatever, and my friend did the same thing again. Like he went to the nature, I don't want to go into details, but he went into the nature and he didn't come back, and of course we will never know what actually happened. And this is where it gets like creepy, because I'm thinking like, I'm watching this series and I can relate so much. So that's why, for me it's like very, very believable, because I can 100% relate to what's going on in the series. So that's why I'm thinking like, oh yeah, this is a great series to watch, right? But if you don't experience this, I don't know if you can relate, but you can try and let me know, but yeah, so basically I could, because something like that happened to me, I could relate, and I can judge the screenplay, the actors, if they overdid it or it wasn't like believable. So basically what I can say about this is that the screenplay was pretty much right on the spot, right on the money. Because when you have this kind of grief that like you don't know what happened, so was it an accident, was it a suicide, like you don't know, and it's killing you, it's very frustrating. And the other thing, like the person was very young and the whole life in front of him, so I could relate the same thing with my friend. So all these things, like it's very different kind of grief, from like if like older person dies or whatever. I don't want to be so dark in this stream, but so it was very overwhelming. And this series is basically like it just freaking captured exactly what I was going through, and it was so weird, and it just worked for me, like I felt like, oh, I'm not the only one going through this. And I think in terms of the screenplay and acting, so I think, as I said, like it was right on the money. And for people who never experienced this, it might be like, oh, they overdo it because she's on the friend's wedding, and she's having a breakdown, like all of a sudden, like she's laughing and all of a sudden she's crying, and it's like, oh my god, she's hysterical. But actually, like, this is how it works. Like, seriously, like every little thing that might, like, even like a kind of flower, a kind of drink, some meal, or the street, or favorite song, anything in that moment can remind you of this person, and you're going down. Like, it's like you're seriously going down. And you're having a breakdown, basically. So, yeah, here is Lee with Matt. So, basically, in the series, we're going back and forth from the past to present. So basically, like, when Lee is thinking about or reminding herself some things about Matt, or just, keeping the memory, and she tries to understand his state of mind, his, depression, in a retrospective. And then all of a sudden, we're in the past, and we're actually seeing how it was. So basically, we're seeing Matt pretty much throughout the whole both series. So, and it's very interesting that the perspective of this is seen by different members of the family. So each member of the family, has a different reaction to what happened. And yeah, so this is Lee's mother. And, there are some memories of Matt with her. So she's going back these times and thinking, like, how much she misses him. And yeah, so you have different perspectives. Each person goes through something else in terms of grief. And you can get this view, like, what's going on. So yeah, so the breakdowns were pretty much true, very much true. And the thing, like, you see things very, like, it's unfair and so on. But the thing that was, like, most important, like, biggest one, was basically, this is Matt's brother, by the way, kind of like a black sheep in the family, where, Matt was this great son, and Danny was this, irresponsible and stuff like that. So he was kind of like, drinking and all of that. I like the lighting in this shot, just by the way. Really cool. Really cool. Yeah, so basically, like, the biggest thing that was going on in the series, and I could relate as well, was that, like, nobody else understands it. Like, nobody else around you, like your friends or whatever, they just don't get it. Like, they think, like, oh yeah, okay, someone died, and next week you're gonna be okay, right? Like, it's the old news. And they just kind of feel like this is how it works, like, oh, you just forget it, like, in a week. But this is actually not the way it works at all. What happened? Okay. And it was very interesting to see this in the movie, like, in the series, that people just really think, like, it's gonna go away. And, it pisses you off, because you just know it's not gonna go away. And it will take a lot of time. So I like to talk a little bit about the whole production of this. So basically, I like Lisbeth. In one interview, she said that they were like competing with another. So basically, not competing. Like there were two big fish as online streaming platforms in play, and she said like there was Facebook, who wanted the project, and others something else, and she didn't say what. Of course, she didn't say. So I'm thinking Amazon Prime, right? But I have no idea. Because what else? Like maybe Netflix could be, because it's American. So I'm thinking it could be Netflix. Yeah. And they kind of like Facebook won this battle, so they got the project and they could start on it, which I think is great because, you know, Facebook has this whole community and all these guidelines in terms of like suicide prevention and you know, mental health and stuff. So I think they really wanted this project because of this, and they got it. So I think it's good. I think it fits on Facebook, to be honest. Like also the community, you know, like people can actually comment on it and say, oh, I'm going through the same thing, etc., and so on and so on. So I think it should be on Facebook, and I like that Facebook decided to invest in a project like this. And I like to see more projects like this. And you know, like we have the money for creating and producing series and films and so on. Why not put this money into something, you know, that can actually help people? Like, you know, like, okay, comedies help you laugh and so on, but this is like, you know, very accessible on Facebook. And again, like you can share, you can comment, you can, I believe it creates this kind of community. So I think it's, you know, it has a lot of positives from it. So also I like the variety of actors. As I said, like a lot of them are not known. At least I do know them, sorry. Oh my god. And like it's very diverse, let me tell you that. So maybe too diverse for me, but anyway, I didn't mind, you know, everybody can do whatever they want. But the thing was, well, you have like lesbians there, like okay, you have gay couple. So probably that was for me like you know, like decide, okay, you can have both, I don't mind. But it was just like you have a gay couple getting married, and then you have lesbians, you know, or bisexual, whatever. Yeah, lesbians actually. There were actually more couples of lesbians. So I would just go like, I know you wanna like create diversity, and you know the LGBT community is huge, so I get it. But that was way too obvious for the marketing reasons. But okay, you know, we can live with that. Of course, the race diversity, which is great, and very interesting to watch the two different worlds, you know, coming together, and you know, seeing those two different perspectives. And actually they, you know, make jokes about each other. So it's kind of funny. And I think it's definitely more appropriate like for women audience, because the point is the three main characters, if I don't count Matt, who actually killed himself, probably, we never know, but the three main characters is Lee, Jules is her like stepsister, whatever, and then I think she's called Amy. That's her mom. And these three women, when they are together, like it's a disaster, you know. Each of them is kind of like dealing with it in a different way, and you know, Jules is also an alcoholic. The mother, Amy, she's like running this gym, fitness center or whatever, and she's having trouble with it, so she's nervous and so on. So if these three characters clash together, I don't think any guy would be willing to watch it, because it's just too much. Oh my god, how it's called, estrogen. So yeah, sometimes it was too much even for me, but I mean, I get it. I was in the situation too. Yeah, but other than that, I think it's great and it's very interesting, and I must say, surprisingly funny at times. I have to say, like, you know, sometimes I really had to laugh so hard. So especially Ali's mom. She's got like really interesting character. But yeah, of course you need, you know, sometimes it's depressing, but it's life, like ups and downs. So you laugh, you cry, you laugh, you cry. So 100%. And so here's is like inspired by this series is another one, If You Need Me. Right? So, you know, or is this a song, or I don't know. Never heard of it. So yeah, so I think Lisbeth Olsen did a great job as a lead. I mean, what else we expected? But in the interview, the interview that I watched, she said that she has never experienced a death or a loss this way, so she couldn't really relate. So that was challenging for her, because she had to play someone that is going through something very difficult to understand, and she had to like go into it. So that was quite risky, I would say. But at the same time, I think she brought a new perspective, and it was very challenging for her as an actress. So I think that's why she said yes to it, and kind of, you know, like challenge herself. And also, of course, being one of the producers is very, very cool. So I think she loved the project. Of course, I think because of the Avengers and everything, she could not continue because it's just too much. I really don't know, but this basically, each episode, like it was once a week, published once a week. So, you know, it's really intense in terms of the video production. So if you have like other projects going on, it's not really possible. Episode 10, I'm still here. 1.1 million views. 3.2 million. So these are the full episodes. You can see like 28 minutes or 31 minutes. And of course, they have millions of views, and I hope this is gonna be growing at some point. And I know it was expensive, but yeah, there was no perspective for it to continue, I think, with the Lisbeth schedule. So I don't know why or what was going on. Or maybe it was just said like, oh, let's do 2 seasons and that's it. I don't really know. But yeah, it's a mystery. So it's very interesting. You know, sometimes it's too much. Like if you want to have like a good time and you want to be like, oh, let's watch something, easy to watch. And this is definitely not easy to watch. And there are a lot of fights and a lot of like breakdowns and so on. Of course, it has this not happy vibe, but if you're going through something like this is gonna help you. And if you're not going through this, like if you're having mental health problems, because this is, they also talk about antidepressants and painkillers and stuff. So if you're not feeling okay and your mental health is not good, you can watch this series and see what's going on with the person who's feeling this way and how it can end up. So you don't want that, so you can just call or email or message anyone and just talk it through rather than let it escalate. So yeah, so I could pretty much relate a lot to this. And yeah, it's very, very true what's going on in the screenplay. And even it's been, months or whatever, like it just doesn't go away. And it might take years. It depends exactly on the person. So here are 2 families who go through the grief differently. So yeah, we have also Christmas and birthday and some very strange behavior from the main actress, from Lee, because of what she's going through and she couldn't get her thoughts right. And as I say, like, if you lose a person that you simply thought they have their life in front of them, then it's very, very bad feeling, and especially very like unaccepted. But yeah, when I watch it, like, it's very captivating. Like, it really makes you like watch it, because it's a big mystery what happened, and they kind of like try to find out. And there are missed calls and messages from weird numbers, and I think this adds up to the mystery. Like, I really think it was well done. Here are some comics, because Matt was creating comics. So I think the marketing of this was pretty good, although I haven't heard about this for a very long time. Not sure why. I think Facebook should just flash it into my eyes on my timeline when this came out. I mean, why not? It's your product. So yeah, I mean, I think with this series especially, I started like taking Lisbeth Olsen like seriously. Like, no, I don't know what I watched with her. Wait, I watched Ingrid Goes West. Oh my god, yeah. Ingrid Goes West, I think, was the first one that I realized that it's Lisbeth Olsen. And oh my god, I love this movie. Oh my god. This was just so cool, and I thought to myself like, oh man, she's really good actually. She's really good. Um and then, I saw like, okay, so what else she's done? And I saw some movies that I didn't find interesting, like Godzilla or whatever, and then I found Kodachrome, which I liked. I liked it a lot, to be honest. I think it had nice message, pretty much predictable, but nice and funny, very funny as well in the sadness. And yeah, and then I saw like she did like Sorry for Your Loss, and I'm like, what's that? And then I realized it's on Facebook for free, that I can watch it for free. Really? What the hell? And there are 2 seasons of it already, and I started watching it. I was like, wait, I did watch it, and the episodes came as I watched it, but there was already season 2. Yes. So I caught this, I think, in the beginning of season 2. So I missed entire season 1, but of course I could watch it. And then I watched, like in one evening, I watched the whole season 1. And then the season 2 started, and I watched like 4 or 3 episodes. And all of a sudden I realized that there's no more episodes yet. And they actually added new episodes every week, yes. And I was waiting for it. Yes, now I remember. I think it was Tuesday. Every Tuesday, new episode. Yeah, so that was pretty cool, I think. So, yeah, I'd like to, thank Facebook and all the creators of Sorry for Your Loss for this, because I think it's really great, and I think especially casting Lisbeth Olsen was surprisingly great choice. And that sounded mean. Not because she's not a great actress, because she is great, absolutely, but because she's never experienced this, but she could actually, acted it in a very, very believable way. So, very good. And I'm pretty sure that with the Avengers, she draw some attention to it. So, of course, I'm glad that, even though she didn't have to do this kind of project, because, if you're doing Avengers, you don't have to do like Facebook mini series for whatever money. But I think the challenge of, this acting challenge, oh my god, I can't speak. The challenge, and also, different format rather than film, than going with online series on Facebook, and also being a producer. So I think all these factors played in a role that Lisbeth wanted this as a new experience, which I think she did great. And the whole cast, and the whole producers did actually very well, I think, in my opinion, of course. So season 1 has 10 episodes. Okay, let's see season 2 rating. Not enough ratings to calculate the score. Audience score 100% from 7. I would give it 100%, yes. Yes, premiere date October 1st, 2019. Yep, I remember that. And the season 2 has 10 episodes as well. So, yep. This was Sorry for Your Loss. I would say go watch it. Enjoy it. And let me know your thoughts. So basically, do follow my Twitch for daily streams. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe to my channel and leave the comments below this video if you have watched it, if you liked it, and why. So, and take care of your mental health. See you in the next stream.